Determine the end behavior of the given function. F of x is equal to negative 2x raised to the fourth minus 3x squared plus x minus 1. So the idea here to find the end behavior, it's basically asking this. What happens to the function's value? Okay, you can remember the function's value as y. What happens to the function's value as the x values that are in your function, okay, as they go to negative infinity, meaning as they move to the left-hand side of your graph, and then as they go to positive infinity. All right, what exactly happens to f of x? Now you can think this through if you want. No problem. Or you can use this little shortcut I made. Bam. So the first thing is that we have to determine whether the degree of our polynomial is even or it is odd. Okay? Now, when you look at this, right, I have some other videos you can check out to find the degree of the polynomial. It's simply going to be the highest powered exponent, highest exponent's value, I guess, or highest power. Not power exponent is kind of a little redundant. But the highest or the greatest value of the exponent for your variable. So notice here it's x, x, x. So I'm going to be looking at their superscripts or their powers or their exponents, right? So the largest value there is definitely going to be 4. Now that's the number I'm going to want to take into account, okay? It is even. So the degree of your polynomial is even. So you're down to these two now graphs. The second question then is to ask yourself, what is the value of the leading coefficient? And its sign specifically, is it going to be is it negative or is it positive? And here we can clearly see that the leading coefficient's value is going to be negative. So in other words, that's going to give you this graph, okay? Generally. This is a general graph. I'm not saying that this here in like an orange color is going to perfectly match this, but what I'm saying is that the end behavior will match. In other words, as x goes to negative infinity, notice what's happening to the y value. It's also going to negative infinity, okay? As x then goes on the right-hand side to positive infinity, notice what's happening to the y value or the function's value. It's still going to negative infinity. That I can guarantee you, okay? So that's basically what the answer would be here. We can say as x approaches or goes to negative infinity, the y value or the function's value will approach negative infinity as well. Conversely, as x approaches then positive infinity, okay, the function's value will be approaching negative infinity still. And that's kind of the answer, all right? That's what they mean by, let me box that in, that's what they mean by determine the function's end behavior, okay? Now, if you don't trust me, you can always use your calculator, all right? So go to y equals, okay, and plug this thing in, right? Negative 2x raised to the fourth, so hit your negative button, 2, then x raised to the fourth, then minus 3x squared, 3x raised to this 2. Oh, Andrew, you were in the square the whole time. Sorry, guys. One more time. Negative 2, x raised to the fourth, bring it back down. What's going on with this thing? It's acting a little strange. There. Oh, sorry, you got to go to the side. That's my first day with the calculator, I guess. So 3 then times x raised to the second. Now hit over to bring it back down, okay? Then plus x. That's a 1, Andrew. Oh, boy. And minus 1. You're like, I'm not sure if I'm really going to trust this guy now. But that's why I have the calculator here, okay? So all you have to do now is hit the graph. And we can't really see, so let's zoom out a little bit, okay? So go to zoom, hit now 3 to zoom out, and then enter. As you can see, it doesn't, right? This is a little more narrow than what I gave you, and this crosses the x-axis over here, and this doesn't. That's not the important part. What's important is that, as you can see, this graph is going to negative infinity on both sides. Okay? That's what I can guarantee you. You can also hit second graph, and that'll bring up your table. And you can kind of just take a look at how the numbers are trending, right? Remember, all this table does is it says, hey, if x is negative 1, what's your y value? Right? When you take negative 1 and you plug it into the function over here, what does the function's value become, or what is the y value? It's negative 7, right? As x now approaches, as it gets more and more negative, what's happening to the y? Still more negative, more negative, more negative, more negative, right? That's what we said. As x is going to negative infinity, y should be going, or the function's value should be going to negative infinity as well. And then you can also see what's going on in the opposite direction, right? As x is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger, in a positive sense, right? Y is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger in a negative sense. Okay? And that's what we're saying exactly here. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. I hope this helps. And if it does, like, subscribe, tell your classmates too. That's really the best way to help us out if you'd like to. We'd appreciate it so much, and I look forward to helping you with the next problem. Take care.